People believe that speaking is power. But in this story, silence achieved what 1,000 words never could. In a small, noisy town lived an old man named Ibrahim. The town was always full of sounds: people arguing in the market, horns on the road, children shouting, and neighbors complaining. Everyone had something to say, and everyone wanted to be right. But Ibrahim was different in silence. People noticed him, but they didn't understand him. "Why doesn't he talk?" some asked. "Maybe he has nothing to say," others laughed. But Ibrahim had a past, one filled with words he wished he had never spoken. When Ibrahim was young, he was famous for his tongue. He spoke fast, loud, and without thinking. He argued with friends, shouted at his children, and answered anger with more anger. He believed that speaking more meant being stronger. One day, during a heated argument at work, Ibrahim spoke harsh words to his best friend, Rashid, words filled with pride and anger. Rashid stayed silent, his eyes heavy with hurt. That evening, Rashid died suddenly of a heart attack. Those words became the last words Ibrahim ever said to him. From that day, Ibrahim learned a painful truth: words can wound deeper than knives. After Rashid's death, Ibrahim changed. At first, silence felt like punishment. He wanted to speak, to explain, to apologize, but it was too late. Slowly, silence became his teacher. He learned that silence calms anger. Silence listens when words fail. Silence gives space to wisdom. Years passed. Ibrahim lost his wife, retired from work, and his children moved away. The world grew louder, but he grew quieter. One afternoon, a teenage boy named Ayan came to the park, throwing stones into the river angrily. Ibrahim watched silently. After a while, Ayan shouted, "Why are you staring at me, old man?" Ibrahim smiled gently, but said nothing. This made Ayan more curious than angry. "Don't you talk?" he asked. Ibrahim finally spoke, his voice soft and calm. "I talk when words are needed. Right now, silence is enough." Ayan sat beside him. Minutes passed, no words, just the sound of birds and flowing water. Slowly, Ayan's anger melted. After a long pause, the boy spoke again, his voice breaking. "My father shouts at me all the time. I shout back. Now we don't talk anymore." Ibrahim looked at him and said only one sentence: "Try silence, not as weakness, but as strength." The next day, Ayan returned. Then the next. Each day they sat together in silence. Sometimes Ibrahim shared short thoughts, never lectures. One day he said, "When you are silent, you hear your own heart." Another day, "Silence is not empty. It is full of answers." Weeks later, Ayan tried silence at home. When his father shouted, Ayan stayed calm. He listened. He didn't argue. At first, his father grew angrier, then confused, then quieter. One evening, his father sat beside him and said softly, "I don't know how to talk without shouting." That night, both cried, for the first time together. People noticed the change in Ayan. They asked him, "What happened to you?" He smiled and said, "I met silence." Soon, others began visiting the old man in the park. Angry men, tired women, broken hearts. Ibrahim never tried to fix them. He simply listened. And somehow, that healed them. One winter morning, Ibrahim did not come to the park. The bench was empty. The neem tree stood silent. Later, the town learned that Ibrahim had passed away peacefully in his sleep. On his bench, someone found a small note carved into the wood. "Speak less. Listen more. Your life will speak through you." From that day, the park became quieter, and the town just a little wiser.